Hey y'all, this is Tamika, the face behind Hey HR. Listen, you have came to a place for employees, employers, and job seekers. So if you want to know ways to get recertification credits, then definitely keep watching. So I'm going to tell you, there are some obvious places where you can get credits. Now, SHRM has certain credits that you are required to get, and they can be in various areas. So you can have them from self-learning, you can have them from doing projects, you can have them from various places. But one of my go-to places to get credits is always my local SHRM meetings. So make sure that you attend those. Those are usually very inexpensive to attend. They usually come as maybe a lunch, maybe a dinner, maybe a mini conference, maybe a long conference, what have you. But whenever they have speakers there, the local SHRM groups always make sure that they get people that can get certified by SHRM. And I wouldn't even say certified. It's just that SHRM verifies that they are giving us information that we're learning. And once they can get that, then that gives you credit. So you attend that, and usually right after it, if it's virtual, they'll email it to you. They'll put it on the screen. If it's in person, you'll receive like an actual certificate. So you'll get that, and you will automatically earn credits from just sitting there and watching someone speak on a topic that you need to be aware of. Another way to get credits is by going to an actual conference. So these days, in the times of COVID, it is very much where you're attending virtual conferences. So you might mainly get those by email or on the computer screen, or they may have a place in the software where you can upload credits or what have you. But when you're going to conferences in person, normally you get those simply by just going and attending a conference and watching folks talk about a great topic. And normally, to be honest with you, the last time when I went to National SHRM, what they did was they everything was in a app, and in that app, like when the whole conference was done, maybe a couple days, I don't know, maybe it was a week or so after the conference was done, they just uploaded all credits. Obviously, I couldn't attend all of these presentations, but oh my God, they were like, no, we want you guys to have all of these credits. Like, they said it over and over again. Even though we know you couldn't attend all of them, there were some of them that were just too crowded and didn't have space so that we can get in. Like, they still gave us all credits. So I got like 20 odd credits just from attending the National SHRM Conference. So in the same venue of, going and attending your local meetings and their conferences, you can attend SHRM conferences and get recertification credits there as well. But to be honest with you, my go-to place to get credits is attorney offices. So they will let you know about different cases they've had and tell you the intricate details of them so that you can know how to avoid being their client. And my go-to group is Nexsen Pruett. I'll put their link below. They are a regional firm. I'm here in South Carolina, so they're like South Carolina, North Carolina, some places in the Southeast region. But I'm pretty sure that they're doing things online too. And so I attend what they call breakfast briefings. We come in there in the morning, we grab breakfast, we sit down, and we either hear a presentation from someone externally, or one of their attorneys will do a presentation. And Molly Cherry is like my favorite. Her talking about it at our local meetings and our statewide meetings, it drove me into going into their different presentations, and I have a fond respect for all of their attorneys. Like, there's some things that I learned where a bank one time didn't have enough lighting outside of an ATM, and someone got robbed, and as a result of it not having lighting, this person that got robbed sued the bank, and the bank was held responsible and had to pay this person for not having accurate lighting or signage. And so that told me, like, if I work for a bank, one place that I want to do is not just be safe for my customers, which is important, but also make it safe for my employee. I mean, it's just always so much information. Like, I've watched them over like the last almost 10 years. They're really good about emailing you those credits right afterwards. So they're not the only attorney office that does that. There are a couple more that I have attended. And I think that is awesome if you just reach out to your local attorney, particularly find them at your SHRM meetings. Like, they're probably going to attend there because they know that their potential clients are there. So look for employee law attorneys offices, reach out to them and say, hey, do you guys offer any SHRM credits or any HRCI credits? I guarantee you they're gonna probably say yes. And if not, you've given them a niche that they should dig into. So attorneys offices is definitely a go-to. So another place that you can get credits is online courses. There are so many online just spots online that you can go in, and you can either have a membership or see when they offer like some caveat free ones. So a place that I worked at used to give us trainings from this particular place, and if I can remember, then I will post it here, but if I can't remember, then I will post it in the description box below. But that place, I really liked it because you can learn how to use Excel better, you can learn how to use Word better, you can learn how to manage like employee relationships better. A lot of times we used to use it not only for like safety trainings or ergonomics trainings or OSHA trainings, things like that, but we also, or PPE gear, but we also used to use it to help someone in a disciplinary action. So if they are struggling with their communication style, or they're managing their relationships with their employees, or managing relationships with their supervisors, then we would automatically say, okay, well, you are required to complete this training as well. Well, what I liked about it is the database was full of various trainings, and you could literally dig into it and say, I want SHRM credits, I want HRCI credits, I want CEUs for because I'm a CPA. Like, there's tons in there. So you can go in there, either get a membership yourself. The membership cost varies. It's not the same. It depends on the type of membership you want. And they also used to have different costs associated when they used to travel across the whole United States to different cities. And then you can do like a 2-day conference or whatever in person one. They also have live sessions. And so everything has a different price. I'll definitely put the link down below because it is a great resource. Like, if you get that, you can just totally get your credits at your own pace, whatever works for you and your family. And that isn't the only one. So there is another that my previous HR director years ago told me about, and I'll put the link for it below as well. It's one where you can pay a flat rate to get as many credits as you can within a certain period of time. So I love my old director, but she would always laugh about how she would wait until last minute, and then before you know it, she's like wide open trying to get it done like in a week or whatever. So if you're one of those people, that's probably a good resource for you as well. Now, another way to get credits is just by reading books. There are different books that you can read. I have some on my bookshelf. I have some that are digital. SHRM offers a list of books that you can get, that you can just definitely read those and you can get credits. Now, just keep in mind that most times if you can get a SHRM credit, you can get an HRCI credit too. So it doesn't matter which book in most instances, but reading books is definitely another way. You can go in the SHRM's database. It offers the different books as well, a whole list. The list is humongous, so definitely check it out. And another way to get SHRM credits is just by reading HR blogs. Now, I will say that I've read a blog or two, and I had a hard time putting that into the database, like to actually get the credit for it. So when I go into the portal to upload that I've read it, like it was kind of weird. But I haven't given up on it. I'm gonna try to put in some time to read a couple more blogs just to see how that goes. But the only reason I paused with it is because I realized that I could have gotten credits in another way. And so that other way is I launched off a huge initiative with my organization where we did an aggressive recruiting strategy that went from simple recruiting to total aggression, and it was a total revamp. So not only were we getting versus 10 or 15 candidates, now we're getting hundreds of candidates per position, but we were also making relationships with various organizations. Instead of posting our jobs on maybe 1 or 2 websites, it turned into posting to more than 20, sometimes 30 different websites. We started using things like ZipRecruiter. We also use LinkedIn. We also use Indeed simultaneously for multiple positions, and we were very strategic about how jobs were being posted. And so with that, along with me creating certain things like the shadowing program / the internship program, as well as bringing on more candidates than we did before with different various backgrounds. It was just so much that went on that I sat down and did, and it went over a period of time. So it didn't happen overnight. And SHRM will give you 20 credits for this. So if you, out of your 60 credits that you need, because you need 60 credits. So out of your 60 credits that you need, I got 20 of them because I did like a 2-year long project, and I was able to bring together data to show them how this went. Your supervisor will do a quick write-up to say, yes, I validated, it's correct, they definitely did it. It was super easy and I instantly got credits. I didn't have to wait for them to like review it or anything. I just uploaded it into the portal and instantly got credits. So that is definitely another way to get credits. So whenever you want to, you have to just kind of sit down and say, were there any projects that I did that required XYZ? And SHRM has it all outlined what the minimum requirements are. And you just kind of write it up and it tells you what it wants you to write and you just submit it. Super duper easy. Great way to get credits, great way to learn, great way to get experience, great way to improve your resume. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, then you know the next option I'm about to tell you, because this is just a place of just a wealth of resources, and I'm not like sponsored by them in any way. I wish that they would sponsor me, but I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but they are just like kind of like the go-to place for like professional resources, which is LinkedIn. So if you go into LinkedIn, people are constantly, you have to connect with folks to get these different alerts or things running on your timeline. But when you connect with them, so many people are saying, hey, I have a presentation this day, click the link to join in, da da da. And most of those offer credits as well. Not all. And if you're like, I don't know if it offers credits, most times they will post on the front that it offers credits. If they don't post that on the front to say, hey, we're offering credits, then guess what?
You ask them.
Send them a message in their box. Hey, are you offering credits for this? Now, sometimes there are some topics that I'm like, oh, even though they aren't offering credits, I definitely want to stay in a loop on this. I definitely want to make sure that I know what's going on. But there are some where I'm like,
you're not offering credits, I ain't got time.
But that's totally up to you. You want to do that according to what works for you. But I will tell you, LinkedIn is like one of your go-to places for some credits. Now, my final one that I would suggest is statewide meetings. So I think the biggest time I've seen this like huge offer of credits was when Obamacare first came out, or whatever you want to call it, PPACA, ACA plan, now they calling it Biden care, whatever you want to call it. When the new health plan came out, I went to different meetings to like help me learn all about it, because you know, of course, like different requirements change for employers and employees, and that's when we are now able to keep kids on until they're 26. That's when now a lot of things are included and you can't really charge for them, like preventative care. A lot of co-pays and things were changing. So anyhow, I went to a meeting that the state was offering. And when we got there, it was like maybe a 2-day conference or all-day conference of just telling us all about Obamacare, how it's going to affect different areas of the world and of the economy. And at the end, they offered us quite a few credits then. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't certified back then, but I was like, oh, it's good to know that I can get credits that way. So don't be alarmed. If someone's talking about a topic that HR folks need to know, then you definitely want to look for credits. Another way to get credits is look at some of your vendors. Like, definitely look at your vendors. So if you're an HR professional, you have benefit vendors, you have brokers, you have partners like background screening companies, all of those folks, so that they can be your one go-to place. Most times they offer credits. So I've had several different third parties that offer credits. One of my favorite one is USI. They are amazing at offering non-stop credits, all online. Very interactive for it. I can't say just interactive. It's just like, it's not boring. You're not looking at one person the whole time like it's multiple people. But they'll send you the link and you get in and they send you the credits right back. So I love it. Sometimes they'll do a conference as well. And our background screening company that I've used for majority of my career, I totally stand by these folks 100%. Please keep an eye out. Get alerts, subscribe, because I will do a video all about background screenings. I'm going to do more than one video. So I'm going to do several videos about background screenings. I've learned so much from these folks, learned so much from just my work experience, but reference services would offer those as well. Now, they have been a little slow on them just because the economy has kind of changed. Things have changed within their office, but it doesn't mean that you only look for reference services. There are tons of different background screening companies that will offer credits. Now, I will say I stand strong behind RSI because I've used them for almost 10 years with different companies. If you guys are using a background screening firm, ask them if they have recertification credits. These credits are everywhere, guys. Do not lose your certification. Do not force yourself to have to take that long exam again, or study for it all over again, or pay those fees all over again, because the credits are so simple and most times they're so free. So it's like, if they're free, why not just knock it out, right? Now y'all know your girl don't ever end a video. I'll take that back. Y'all know that your girl try not to end a video without giving you guys additional tips. So here are a few tips that I want you to take away. And actually it's only like a couple because I've said so many of them throughout the video. But the first thing I definitely want you to take away is that you don't need that actual certification or that certificate that they're going to send you. You don't need that to get your credits with SHRM. I'm not sure about HRCI, but with SHRM, they just want the code at the bottom. So if someone sends it out to you, don't feel like you need to print it out. Don't feel like you need to save it. Now, I save it for my records just until renewal. And when renewal is done, then I discard them. Now, I just do that just because I don't ever want to get like audited in some way. And that's just the HR in me, like just to be overprotective. But I will be honest with you. You literally only need the code. If I were you, I'd just take like a notebook, write the date, the code, the topic, and who presented it, and just like keep a journal of that. Because honestly, I've never been asked for it. I don't think you ever will. I think if they're already like verified and got a code, then they're verified. So they're not really worried about you saying, oh, I didn't attend this, because they know that it was presented. So definitely don't worry yourself with those little certificates. Like, just give me the code, put it in your portal, you good. Don't worry about those. The second tip that I'm going to tell you is that at the end of the day, you need 60 credits, right? And you want to make sure that you get those within your 3-year period of time. So definitely start these things early and start just getting them as soon as you get some time. But do not wait until last minute, because 60 credits don't seem like a lot until you're out of time. Now, my final tip that I want you guys to keep in mind is that if you don't see that code on the certificate, or you don't see the SHRM or HRCI symbol on their flyer that they're like, hey, I have this presentation, you should attend. If you don't see those logos, because most people will put the logo and they will say credits pending because they're waiting on approval from SHRM or HRCI, or they will just put it out there, and that means that they've already gotten approval. If you don't see the logo, and if you don't hear them say anywhere that we're offering credits, and you don't see like a code after you already finished watching this entire presentation, don't be afraid to ask them, are you guys offering credits? Personally, I would ask for it ahead of time. But this is not only just a benefit to them, but you're looking for a mutual agreement where both of you benefit, both of you take something away. So you're obviously taking away knowledge, but you want to prove that you're taking away that knowledge. So if I were you, don't be afraid to ask folks if they're offering credits. I mean, folks can't be offended. They should either tell you yes or no. It's a simple question. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Just stay tuned because I got so much more for you. And let me tell you, if you have not looked at my channel ever before, I also have another video that tells you all about how I got SHRM certified. I even have another one that tells you about the differences between HRCI and SHRM. And I will definitely not only put those videos here, but I will also put them on the end of this video so you can click on them after you finish watching. But if this is the information that you want to keep receiving, definitely keep watching. Definitely put a comment down below, hit a like. Definitely let me know in some type of way that you are enjoying these type of videos, and I will keep presenting them to you. Thank you so much for watching a Hey HR video.